Neil, I want to share the quote with our audience and get your response to it. I'm seeing a lot of wildly optimistic takes out there. Almost feels like people are allowing a political narrative to cloud their analysis of the data. The fact is conditions are getting worse, not better. There will be a time to be bullish. I'm not sure now is the time. The Fed should go 50 when they can, not when they must. Now, Neil, the obvious thing to jump off the page there's a couple, but the political one's interesting. What is your view on that? Are you suggesting that there's some economists out there, maybe even Fed officials, that have got a political narrative? What's that line about?
Well, not Fed officials, really, but, certain economists on the street are sounding like that. I mean, the same folks that told us, we're at a sustainably higher run rate for employment with 200,000 because of immigration, and now all of a sudden telling us that, well, don't worry about it, 100,000 is fine because that's what full employment looks like. I mean, it's a bit ridiculous, don't you think?
Well, hold on a second, Neil, because this is actually something that I've given quite a bit of thought to. Are you accusing the current status quo opinion on Wall Street that recession is not imminent as a political construct designed to help the incumbent Democratic Party?
No, I don't think. Well, I mean, I don't think that that's the accusation. I think that there are certain quarters of people that, I don't know, maybe they're jockeying for jobs in the administration. Who knows? I mean, but I do think that there's a. I mean, look, no one needs to talk to me about being optimistic. I'm one of the most optimistic people historically that's been on the street.
Me too.
But you can't help yourself but wonder. These wildly optimistic takes seem a little bit out of place. I mean, this notion that, this is a soft landing, this is boring, things are good, hooray, we're at full employment. I mean, at the end of the day, up is up and down is down. Okay? I mean, it's really that simple.
Okay, but what is sort of the base case, Neil, that you're talking about here in terms of where people are getting it wrong? How bad do you think it actually is? And why do you then think that the Fed should go 25 basis points rather than 50 basis points, even though everyone on the street doesn't seem to think it's that bad?
Well, I think things are getting worse. I mean, at the end of the day, since Powell talked about we don't seek or welcome further cooling in the labor market, literally every single labor market indicator that's come out has been worse than expected. ADP, the non-farm payroll number, job vacancies, the regional manufacturing employment indicators, the ISM employment indicators. I mean, the labor differential from the Conference Board. Literally, you can go on and on and on. And, we're told to say, oh, well, don't worry, layoffs are low. As if that's a leading indicator of the labor market to begin with, which it's not, by the way. I mean, the hiring rate has collapsed. I mentioned immigration before. Look at college unemployment rates. The unemployment rate for people with a bachelor's degree. That's half a percentage point higher than it was the same month in 2019, right? So how does immigration explain that? So I think it's a little bit, off-putting, frankly. And to the extent that, I think the important story is that I think the economy is evolving in a way that the Fed may not be anticipating. And to the extent that that's true, I think it creates the risk of an accident later, which is something we've been arguing, obviously, since June. And the only reason to expect 50, and yes, I still believe that a 50 basis point rate cut is possible at the September meeting, that's our call to our clients, is because of Jerome Powell. We can talk about Waller, New York Fed President Williams. All Jerome Powell needs to do is get out there and before his colleagues around that table and say, I think we should go 50, and they'll all fall into place. And in fact, a lot of the people on the street that have 25 basis point rate cut calls, they'd have no problem with the Fed going 50 either.